Hello Virgo, welcome to your 2015 August Tarotscope. This is Gwendolyn by Readings by Gwendolyn, and I just want to thank everyone who has been subscribing. It's been really great to see that, so I just want to thank all of you. And I'm also excited because I've got some really fun new things coming up. I'm working on a course through Daily Ohm of Learn the Major Arcana in 22 days. So that'll probably be released in November sometime, but I'll definitely give a heads up when that's coming out. But just want to say thanks to all the subscribers and people who contacted me for the free reading. I've got that sample reading up. And so without further ado, here is your 2015 Tarotscope for August for Virgo. Let's see what we've got. A lot of you have been asking too which deck I use, and this is the Morgan Greer deck. I have links in my comments to it, but I'll put it in the links of each video because I know a lot of you have been interested. I love this deck, and so I'm so glad to hear that a lot of you enjoy it too. Okay, so for Virgo, interesting first row here. We've got a lot of cups energy. You can see it's 3 of cups, Temperance, who also shows cups, 9 of cups, and 8 of cups. So 3 of cups energy is, it's basically being surrounded by like-minded people. It's also a card of celebration. It's a card of gathering together those whom you love, joyousness. In the Rider-Waite, it shows 3 women who are actually holding cups up and dancing. Because this card is in the reverse position in the spread, what it tells me is that at the beginning of the month, there may be some way in which you're either feeling left out of the crowd, or that it can sometimes mean that there's group petty dynamics like gossip going on, or because it's the group upside down, it is the reverse energy of those around you who are celebrating with you and supporting you in love. Because it's in reverse, it may mean that there's some challenges with social things at the office or in whatever groups you find yourself engaged in, that there's some struggle amidst that. Try to just push through that. Don't really worry about, if there's groups of people around you saying things, or naysayers, or people who are criticizing you or are not being supportive, or if it feels like you're outside of the pack, don't worry about that. It's just idle gossip is how I usually translate 3 of Cups in reverse. So that you may experience some of that at the beginning of the month. And then you've got Temperance in reverse. Temperance is a card of balance. It's a card of calmness. It's a card of peace. So the fact that you've got it in reverse, Virgo, shows me that you may be feeling uneasy about something. You may be feeling not at peace. You may be feeling, this card in reverse with this Temperance shows me that because of things that are being said by other people or other people's disapproval, it may be that you are, because of this card being so kind of out of whack, or other people around you saying negative things, it may be throwing off your inner balance. And it may be hard for you to remain calm, collected, and just at peace because of all of this that's going on around you. So that's what the Temperance card in reverse is telling me, is that you're feeling a little off balance. However, also at the beginning of the month, there's this card, which is 9 of Cups, and that is wish fulfillment. It's 9 of Cups is a man who is, or figure, who is completely, fulfilled. He's satisfied. This is a great card of satisfaction. So regardless of this energy being upside down, 3 of Cups, reverse, Temperance in reverse, you're still going to get your wish satisfied. It just means that with that, you might incur some like challenges with some outside influences, but ultimately you're going to get your wish. Just the warning on the Nine of Cups card is don't go overboard. Be careful not to overdo it. Don't be smug. He can kind of be a little bit smug, like I got what I wanted despite what all of you had to say about it. Just know that wish fulfillment is and satisfaction. Ultimately, you're going to get satisfaction out of what is coming at the beginning of the month. However, you're also considering maybe leaving something. This Eight of Cups is feeling a little bit weary of the situation. Eight of Cups is having put your heart, TLC, into something that you've built, that you've loved. That's these stacked cups. But having a willingness and feeling like ready to walk away is this figure. So even though you may acquire this wish fulfillment through it, you may be feeling weary about it and ready to just walk away from this whole drama. Or what if it's a home, if it's a relationship, if it's a job, if it's a situation. This tells me it may be some social scene that you're feeling ready to walk away of, even though you kind of come out triumphant. You know, you get what you want, you get satisfaction, you know, maybe some piece of information comes to light that shows that you were vindicated, but you're kind of tired of it is what's telling me. Like you're kind of tired of maybe this neighborhood, this job, this relationship. You've put a lot of time and effort into it, but maybe you're ready to walk away. That's what Eight of Cups says. So that's at the beginning of the month. It's all heart-related energy. It's all things you love, social, but there's a little bit of conflict happening here that's throwing you off balance. But ultimately, you're going to be satisfied by it, but you may be tired of it and ready to walk away. You're going to get that wish fulfilled, but it's kind of like you're weary of it. So that's the beginning of the month. Middle of the month, you've got something really drastic change happening here. This is the Tower card. So this card, Seven of Diamonds, Seven of Coins, same thing, is the Farmer card. That's a card of patience and reevaluation and contemplation. So take a moment to reflect upon things and just whatever it is that you are ready to walk away from, something that you've put a lot of TLC into, something that you've put a lot of your heart into. In the middle of the month, you're going to take time to just reassess it and contemplate about it and have some sort of like evaluations of, is this worth me putting my time and energy into? Like a farmer with his harvest, is it going to reap the rewards that I want it to? So Seven of Coins really says take time out to evaluate, reassess, consider, a direction change, and consider whether the time and toil and efforts that you're putting into this thing are going to reap the rewards that you want. And if not, maybe it's time for a direction change. Tower certainly says so. Tower says change is coming. Change is going to be sudden and drastic and maybe come out of nowhere. You may not expect this, but it's going to be sudden and pretty intense. So there's a big change coming up for you in the middle of the month. It may be cataclysmic. I'm getting the sense that because it's next to this Five of Cups card, it may be something that you're going to be resistant against or something that you don't want to happen. Because this is the card of grief. And if it were in the upright position, I would say that it might be like a family member or a relationship ending. But because it's in the reverse position, I'm going to say it's not going to be as bad. You're going to be able to handle it. It's going to be sad. It's going to be something that you didn't want. But because Seven of Cups is a card of grief, he's got the 3 cups in the foreground that are spilt and the 2 cups that are still available to him. But because it's right in the center here with Tower, there's something drastic. Like maybe you don't want this change to happen, even though you're feeling weary of how things currently are and you're taking time to reevaluate it. Like it might be having to let go of something that you really love. That's often Eight of Cups energy anyway, and you might have some grief about the fact that things are changing. Like this could be a divorce. and you're sad about it, but it may just happen to you. Or this could be, it's definitely sudden change that you're kind of grieving about. Maybe you're having to move out of a place that you really love. Tower is very intense, sudden, dramatic change, and the fact that it's next to Five of Cups in reverse tells me that it's something that you're not necessarily wanting, or you're sad about it. And King of Rods in reverse, I mean, it may have to do with someone who is a King of Rods person. This grief is looking at King of Rods, so you're either maybe losing a father figure, losing a mentor, losing losing someone who meant a lot to you. This is a person who is bold, energetic, confident, goes after things he wants, does so in a very eccentric manner. Examples of this card are like Walt Disney, Mozart. I happen to think Richard Branson has a lot of King of Rods energy. So it's someone who is in a father figure role or mentor role, or someone that you look up to who maybe passes away, or maybe you're separated from them drastically or suddenly, and that's what Tower, Five of Cups, and King of Rods all, they're looking in the same direction. You may be passing out of communication with this King of Rods person, and you're sad about it, and it's going to happen drastically. So it could be them passing away, it could be you moving away or them moving away. If you're in a relationship with someone who represents King of Rods, confident, bold, does things their own unique way, there may be some grief over a dramatic change in that situation. But you've been reevaluating this for a while anyway. I mean, maybe you're moving away from a landlord who's like that. So that's what's coming up in the middle of the month. Sudden, drastic, intense change that you didn't ask for regarding this King of Rods person. And maybe also this can be you. You'll have to think about whether that represents you or not. Confident, energetic, eccentric, bold. That's all King of Rods energy. What is going on here? Very interesting. These are two cards of redemption. Judgment in reverse. Judgment usually has to do, judgment has to do with forgiveness, leaving the ghosts of the past behind, dawning of a new day. It's a lot to do with like having recovered from something, I look at this as it's a rebirth card. So it means that whoever you used to be, or however the players were in this situation, it's rebirth. Everyone's dead and rising again anew. So this is an opportunity for a fresh new beginning. I read this card for you here as redemption. And then this card, Hanged Man, also a card of redemption. This also means going your own way and finding your own peace in things. Normally this card upright is Hanged Man like this. So normally he's hanging upside down. But because he's in reverse, it means that, and normally this is a card of enlightenment by just kind of holding on to your own unique way of doing things, marching to the beat of your own drum. These cards in reverse tell me that, there is redemption available. You might have a hard time finding your own peace in it, though. If these cards were upright, it would tell me that peace is coming to you and redemption's coming to you. But because they're in reverse, they're available to you, but it's saying that you might have a hard time receiving them. There might be something about this situation that happens in the middle of the month that you find a hard time forgiving or sitting with it at peace. Hangman is good at like just sitting with the pain and being okay with it and kind of making amends or resigning himself to it and sort of accepting the situation as it is. These in reverse tell me that you're gonna have a hard time accepting the situation, even though there is redemption available to you. So try to work on that and try to see how can you breathe through what's happening and accept this new chapter. And then this, towards the end of the month, you know, what's great is that there's going to be a focus on laws and rules and regulation and order. Emperor is all about law and order. He is in reverse, so there may be a way in which you have some struggle with someone who's an authority figure. You know, it could be that he's also a king figure similar to this one, so there may be in some ways an echo of what was happening here that happens at the end of the month with Emperor, or laws, or you may feel cramped in by laws, rules, regulations, order. You may feel like the four walls are closing in on you a little bit. But this card is a great card if you're just going to be focused on your work. 8 of Coins is an artisan who's focused on his work and works diligently away. So even though this thing happens, you're actually ready for this to happen. And these cards tell me this. You know, Judgment and Hanged Man have a lot of, this is, the old era is gone. This is new, triumphant energy, but because they're in reverse, they're a little blocked. They're a little like you're having a hard time adjusting to the new thing that's going on. Focusing on your work, and that's easy for you Virgos. You guys are natural just workers. You're just going to kind of put your head down and work through it. That's going to save you through this. You may feel cramped in and like, oh, I had to take this new job that feels like I'm stuck, or not that I'm stuck, that there's a lot of rules and it's very strict. But you're a good worker, B. You're a good worker. That's going to get you through this time. So know that in the first part of the month, you've got some satisfaction, some wish fulfillment, even though you might be feeling uneasy with the crowd. You might be feeling, you know, think people are saying things around you and against you, and it's tipping your balance, it's tipping your calmness, your ease. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Don't listen to them. You've got satisfaction here. That's your card. And then you've also got this 8 of Cups, like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm kind of tired of it. So, change is coming. Take time to reevaluate things. Take time to reconsider what's going on, which direction you want to go in, and whether it's a harvest that you want to invest your time, toil, energy in. That's what this 8 of Cups is also saying, you know, I'm ready to walk away from this thing I've built. Change is going to be coming. You may not want it to have to go that way, but it is going that way. And it's something to do with the King of Rods figure, whether that's you or someone else. And then there is a period there is opportunity for redemption and sitting with what happens. You may have some resistance to that because the cards are in reverse. But there is all this sort of like new era if you can just sit with it and accept who you are now. And then at the end of the month, Emperor in reverse, authority figure who is in a challenging aspect. So laws, rules, regulation, order. This might be even like a with Judgment here and with Emperor in reverse. It's sort of like not that the laws are against you, but you may have a ruling against you, or it could be like you need to pay your spouse money or something like that, or that you lose some sort of judgment and favor. This is also like publicly, Hangman is publicly being shown to have committed something, but he's at peace ultimately. So this is saying there might be some struggles with society, but you know what, just keep your head down, keep working. You're good at that, Virgo. You know the efforts of, or the benefits of effort over time. So I'm sorry that there's this thing happening for you in the middle of the month, but it seems like you're kind of going to be okay through it. 9 of Cups and Hanged Man, Judgment. Just plow through it. Just this 8 of Coins working is to your benefit, and it's not all challenge. It's just that you've got some outside influences that you're gonna have to struggle against, but ultimately just keep to your own course, Virgo, and you're going to be all right. So that's August 2015 for Tarotscope for Virgo. Hope you enjoyed it, and I just want to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate it, and I love your comments. Feel free to comment, or if you have any questions. I really love talking about the tarot in the comments. And thanks everyone for subscribing.